Get that wheelchair out of my lobby before you scare off real customers. The words hit me like a slap. I'm frozen halfway across the marble floor of the Harborside Grand Hotel, my hands gripping the wheelchair rims so tight my knuckles go white. Every head in the lobby turns to look at me. The man behind the reception desk, Philip Garrett, his name tag says, storms out from behind the counter. His face is red, his finger jabs toward me like a weapon. "This is a 5-star establishment," he shouts, "not a charity ward." My mouth goes dry. "Sir, I have a dinner reservation." His laugh is sharp, cruel. "A reservation? Look around, kid. Does this look like the kind of place that serves your kind?" He gestures at my wheelchair like it's contaminated. Like I'm contaminated. The crystal chandeliers sparkle overhead. The marble floors gleam. Everything about this place screams luxury, and this man is screaming that I don't belong here. "My father made the reservation," I manage to say, but my voice is shaking now. "Reynolds party, 7 o'clock. "Sure he did." Philip crosses his arms. "Let me guess, he's parking the bus?" Someone behind me gasps. A woman in expensive heels stops mid-stride, staring. A businessman lowers his phone. Everyone is watching, and I realize with a sick, sinking feeling that this isn't a misunderstanding. This man looked at me, at my brown skin, at my wheels, and decided I was a problem to be removed. "Please," I whisper, "just check your system." "I don't need to check anything." His voice gets louder. "Mina, you people come in here every day with your sob stories and fake reservations, thinking we'll just give you a free meal because we feel sorry for you." The words hang in the air like poison. "You people." My hands start trembling on the wheel rims. This can't be happening. Not here, not tonight. Tonight was supposed to be a celebration. The marble floor is so polished I can see my reflection in it. I'm rolling through the revolving door of the Harborside Grand, and my wheels squeak just once. That high-pitched sound that makes everyone look up. I hate that squeak. I've oiled these wheels 100 times, but it always comes back when I'm nervous. And I'm nervous now, because this place is gorgeous. Crystal chandeliers hang from a ceiling so high it feels like a cathedral. Everything smells like lilies and expensive leather. People in suits glide past me like they're floating. Women in heels that cost more than my chair. Men with watches that could pay for a semester at State. I'm wearing my best dress, the navy blue one Mum picked out for college visits. My acceptance folder is tucked in the bag hanging from my chair. Harvard pre-law, full ride, we're celebrating tonight. Dad texted 5 minutes ago. "Running late, sweetheart. Order appetizers. Table under Reynolds." So I roll up to the reception desk, trying to look like I belong here. That's when the man behind the counter looks up. His smile drops so fast it's like someone flipped a switch. "Can I help you?" His voice is flat, cold. "Hi, yes, I have a reservation. Reynolds party, 7 o'clock. He doesn't look at his computer. He just stares at me. His eyes move from my face down to my wheels, then back up, like he's doing math that doesn't add up. "Reynolds," he repeats. "Yes, sir. Table for 2. He tilts his head. "What's the first name?" "Michael. Michael Reynolds." Still no computer check, just that stare. "And you're his daughter?" Something in his tone makes my stomach tighten. "Yes." He finally glances at his screen, but barely. "I'm not seeing that reservation. It should be there. My dad called yesterday. He said you confirmed. Ma'am." He cuts me off. The way he says ma'am sounds like an insult. "We're fully booked tonight. I think there's been some confusion." "No confusion. I can show you the text. Look." He leans forward, lowering his voice like he's doing me a favor. "I don't know what website you used, but we don't honor third-party bookings. Those sites are scams half the time. You understand?" I blink at him. "I didn't use a website. My dad called directly." "Right." His smile is sharp now, mean. "And your dad, does he know you're here?" The question lands like a slap. Excuse me? I'm just asking. He straightens up, crossing his arms, because we get a lot of kids coming in here trying to pull stunts. Fake reservations, stolen credit cards. It's a liability issue. My hands tighten on the rims of my wheels. I'm not pulling anything. I'm here for dinner. With my father. Sure you are. The way he says it makes my face burn. A woman in a cream blazer walks past us, glancing over. She slows down, watching. I can feel other people turning now. A bellhop by the door, a couple near the elevator. The man at the desk, his name tag says, Philip Garrett, guest services manager, looks past me like I'm already gone. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. What? You're disrupting our guests. I haven't disrupted anyone. I just asked about my reservation. Ma'am, I'm not going to argue with you. His voice gets louder, sharper. You don't have a reservation here. You need to go. Just check your system. I don't need to check anything. He steps out from behind the desk now, and suddenly he's taller than I thought. I know a scam when I see one. You think you can roll in here looking like that? He gestures at me, at my chair, at my dress that suddenly feels too cheap. And get a free meal. The lobby goes quiet. Not silent. Worse than silent. That kind of hush where everyone is listening but pretending not to. My throat tightens. I'm not trying to scam anyone. Right, so where's your dad then? Philip's smile is ugly now. Let me guess. He's parking the car. Or maybe he's waiting outside because he knows this place is out of your league. I can't breathe right. A man in a suit near the elevators has his phone out, recording. The woman in the cream blazer steps closer. Excuse me, is there a problem? Philip doesn't even look at her. No problem. Just removing someone who doesn't belong. I have a reservation. My voice cracks, and I hate that it does. Show me proof. I fumble for my phone, hands shaking now. I pull up Dad's text, the one with the confirmation number. I hold it out. Philip doesn't even glance at it. That's fake. It's not. Probably photoshopped, or you borrowed someone else's phone. He reaches for my phone suddenly, and I yank it back, shocked. Don't touch my stuff. If it's stolen property, I have every right. Stolen? Now my voice is loud, too loud. People are definitely staring. You think I stole my phone? I think, Philip says slowly, that you don't belong in a place like this, and I think you need to leave before I call security. The woman in cream steps between us. Sir, this is inappropriate. Ma'am, please step back. I'm handling this. You're harassing a teenager. I'm protecting our establishment. From what? I hear myself say. My voice is shaking now, but I can't stop. From me, because I use a chair, because I'm black. Philip's face goes red. Don't you dare play that card. This has nothing to do with... Then what is it? I'm crying now, and I hate it. Why won't you just look at the reservation? Because people like you... He stops himself, but everyone heard it. People like you. The man with the phone is definitely recording now. The woman in cream has her phone out too. Philip's jaw clenches. Fine. You want me to call security? Let's call security. He pulls a radio from his belt. This is Garrett at the front desk. I need 2 officers in the lobby. We have a trespassing situation. My stomach drops. I'm not trespassing. I have a reservation. You have nothing, he's shouting now, full volume. You walked in here with some sob story and a fake confirmation, and you thought we'd just let you stay because we'd feel sorry for you. Well, we don't. This is a 5-star hotel. We have standards. The elevator doors open. 2 security guards step out, both in dark uniforms, both big. Philip points at me. Escort her out. Service entrance. I don't want her disrupting the main doors. One of the guards, his name tag says Torres, looks uncomfortable. Sir, she's just sitting there. She's trespassing. I have a reservation. I'm fully crying now, and people are filming. and I feel like I'm suffocating. The second guard, Wells, kneels down to my level. His voice is gentle. "Miss, do you have someone we can call?" "My dad. He's on his way. He made the reservation." "Please, just wait 5 minutes." "She doesn't have a father." Philip's voice drips with contempt. "It's a story. They all have stories." The woman in cream gets in his face. "I'm posting this online. You're disgusting." "Post whatever you want." Philip shrugs. "I did my job." Torres puts a hand on my chair. "Miss, we're going to have to ask you to come with us." "Please don't touch me. We're just—" "I said don't." The front doors swing open, and my dad walks in. He's still in his work clothes, dark suit, tie slightly loosened. His shoes click on the marble. He's looking at his phone, probably checking the table number. Then he looks up. He sees me. He sees the guards. He sees Philip. His face goes hard. What the hell is going on here? Philip doesn't even look at him. "Sir, this doesn't concern you. Please step aside." Dad walks straight to me. "Zara, what happened?" "He won't honor our reservation. He called me a scammer. My voice breaks. Dad's hand rests on my shoulder. Then he looks at Philip, and his voice drops to something I've never heard before, ice and steel. "Did you put your hands on my daughter?" Philip finally looks at him. Really looks. His expression flickers, just for a second, like he's trying to place something familiar. "Your daughter?" "That's what I said." "Sir, there's been a misunderstanding." "Oh, I don't think there's any misunderstanding." Dad's voice gets quieter, scarier. "I think you saw my daughter, made assumptions, and decided she didn't belong. Am I wrong?" Philip's mouth opens, closes. "I was following protocol." "Protocol." Dad repeats the word like it tastes rotten. "What protocol allows you to call a 16-year-old girl a scammer, to threaten her with security, to accuse her of theft?" "I didn't." "There are a dozen people filming this right now. Don't lie to me." Philip goes pale. Dad pulls something from his inside jacket pocket. A small leather wallet. He flips it open. The badge catches the chandelier light. Gold. Official. Unmistakable. Detective Michael Reynolds. Major Crimes Division. Philip's face drains of all color. Torres steps back immediately. Wells straightens up like someone yanked a string. The woman in cream gasps softly. And my dad, my quiet, steady dad who reads the newspaper at breakfast and helps me with calculus homework, looks at Philip like he's studying evidence at a crime scene. "Now," Dad says, his voice deadly calm, "let's talk about what happens next." Philip's hand trembles as he reaches for the reception desk. Not for support, for distance, like the marble counter can protect him from what's about to happen. "Detective Reynolds." He tries to smile. It looks like his face is cracking. "I had no idea, if I'd known who you were." "Stop." Dad's voice cuts through the lobby like a blade. "Don't finish that sentence." Philip's mouth snaps shut. "Because if you finish that sentence," Dad continues, "you're going to tell me that you would have treated my daughter differently if you'd known her father was a cop. Which means you're admitting you treated her like garbage because you thought she didn't matter." The silence is thick now. Torres and Wells stand frozen. The woman in cream has her phone up, recording everything. More people have gathered near the elevators. A businessman. An elderly couple. A young mother with a stroller. All watching. Philip swallows hard. "Sir, I apologize if there was any confusion." "Confusion?" Dad's laugh is harsh, cold. "My daughter showed you a confirmation number. She gave you my name. She explained the situation clearly. Where's the confusion?" "I thought—" "You thought what?" Philip's eyes dart around the lobby, looking for an escape, for backup, for anything. He finds nothing. "I get a lot of people trying to take advantage," he says finally. His voice is smaller now, defensive. "Fake reservations, scammers. I was protecting the hotel's interests. By calling my daughter a thief. I never said, "You grabbed for her phone, Philip." Dad takes a step closer. "You accused her of stealing it. In front of all these people, on camera." Philip's face goes from white to red. "That's not, I was just, Officer Torres." Dad doesn't look away from Philip. "In your professional opinion, what do we call it when someone takes another person's property without permission?" Torres shifts uncomfortably. "Sir, I'd rather not." "What do we call it?" Torres exhales slowly. "Theft. Or attempted theft, since he didn't actually take the phone. And if I wanted to press charges..." Philip makes a sound like a wounded animal. "You wouldn't." His voice is desperate now, pleading. "Detective Reynolds, please. I've worked here for 12 years. I have a family. This was just a misunderstanding." "It wasn't a misunderstanding." I find my voice again, even though it's shaking. "You looked at me and decided I was lying, before I even finished talking." Philip's eyes snap to me. For a second, just a second, I see something in his face that looks like shame. Then it hardens again. "You have to understand," he says, addressing the growing crowd now, playing to the cameras. "We have protocols. This is a high-end establishment. We've had incidents before, people coming in off the street causing problems." "What kind of problems?" The woman in cream steps forward. Her voice is sharp. "People in wheelchairs. Black people. Which protocol covers that?" "That's not what I..." "Because I've stayed at this hotel 6 times this year." She holds up her phone, showing a rewards app. "Platinum member. And I've never seen you treat anyone like this." Philip's jaw works. "Ma'am, you don't understand the full situation." "I understand exactly what I saw." She turns to Dad. "Detective, I recorded the entire interaction. From the moment she asked about the reservation to when he called security. Every word." Dad nods slowly. "I'd appreciate a copy of that." "Absolutely." Philip looks like he's going to be sick. A new voice cuts through the tension. "What on earth is going on out here?" Everyone turns. A woman in her 50s strides across the lobby. Immaculate grey suit. Hair pulled back so tight it must hurt. Everything about her screams authority. Her name tag reads, Diane Foster, General Manager. Philip straightens up like someone shocked him. "Miss Foster, I can explain." "Explain what?" Her eyes sweep the scene. The security guards, the crowd, the phones recording. Me in my chair, face still wet with tears. "Explain why half the lobby is filming us. Explain why I'm getting alerts that we're trending on social media." She pulls out her phone, scrolls for exactly 3 seconds, and her face goes pale. "Dear God." She looks at Philip. "Tell me this isn't what it looks like." "There was a situation with a fraudulent reservation." "Fraudulent?" Diane's voice could cut glass. "Torres, what happened?" Torres clears his throat. "The young lady arrived with a valid confirmation number. Mr. Garrett refused to check it, called her a scammer, attempted to take her phone, then called us to remove her. I was following protocol." "What protocol?" Diane's voice rises. "The protocol where we treat guests with respect. Or the secret protocol where we humiliate children." "She didn't look like..." "Finish that sentence, Philip, I dare you." He doesn't. Diane turns to Dad. Her expression shifts immediately. Professional, apologetic, but genuine. "Sir, I cannot express how deeply sorry I am. This is absolutely unacceptable. May I ask your name?" "Michael Reynolds." She glances at her tablet, swiping quickly. Her eyes widen slightly. "Reynolds party, 7 o'clock, premium table. Prepaid with a $50 tip." She looks up. "Anniversary reservation with a note requesting our best champagne and dessert." The lobby is dead silent now. Diane turns to Philip. "You refused to check the reservation." "I did check. Torres just said you didn't." "He's mistaken." "So everyone here is lying except you?" Philip's mouth opens, closes, opens again. Nothing comes out. Diane's face is carved from stone. How many other reservations have you forgotten to check, Philip? I don't know what you're implying. I'm implying that in the last 3 months we've had 17 complaints about you, 11 from black guests, 4 from guests with disabilities, 2 from guests who were both. She swipes through her tablet. Each time, you claimed they didn't have proper reservations. Each time, the reservations were valid. Philip goes grey. Those were different situations. Were they? Diane steps closer to him. Because it looks like you have a pattern, Philip. A very specific, very illegal pattern. You can't prove. I have 17 complaint forms, video footage from security cameras, and now multiple recordings from guests showing you attempting to steal a teenager's phone. She turns back to Dad. Detective Reynolds, I want you to know that this does not represent our establishment. I will personally ensure. With respect, Ms. Foster. Dad's voice is quiet but firm. I don't care about your establishment right now. I care about my daughter. Diane nods immediately. Of course, your table is ready. And please, everything tonight is complimentary. It's the absolute least we can do. I don't want free dinner. Dad's hand is still on my shoulder. I want to know what you're going to do about him. Every eye turns to Philip. He looks smaller now, shoulders hunched, face blotchy. Detective, please. His voice cracks. I have 2 kids, a mortgage. If I lose this job... You should have thought about that before you made my daughter cry. The word cry echoes in the marble lobby. I wipe my face quickly, but everyone's already seen. The businessman near the elevator shakes his head in disgust. The elderly couple whispers to each other. The young mother moves her stroller farther from Philip, like his cruelty might be contagious. Diane pulls Philip aside, but not far enough. Her voice carries. You're suspended, effective immediately. I'm calling HR and legal. Go clean out your desk. Ms. Foster, please. You called a child a thief, Philip, on camera. You know how many lawyers are probably watching this right now. How many civil rights organizations? How many disability advocates? It was a mistake. It was a choice. Her voice drops to something deadly. And now you get to live with it. Go. Philip looks at Dad one more time, then at me. His expression is complicated. Anger, fear, something that might be shame. I'm sorry, he whispers. I don't say anything, because I don't know if he's sorry for what he did or sorry he got caught. He walks toward the elevators, and the crowd parts like he's infected. Torres and Wells don't follow him. They stay with us, like they're worried he might try something desperate. Diane takes a deep breath. Detective Reynolds, Zara, please allow me to escort you to your table personally. And again, I cannot apologize enough. Can I ask you something? I hear myself say. Everyone looks at me. How many other people has he done this to? People who didn't have a detective for a father. The question hangs in the air like smoke. Diane's face shows she knows exactly what I'm asking. I don't know, she admits quietly, but I'm going to find out. Dad squeezes my shoulder gently. Zara, you ready to eat? I look around the lobby, at the people still recording, at Torres and Wells standing awkwardly nearby, at the woman in cream, who gives me a small, supportive nod. Actually, I say slowly, I'm not really hungry anymore. Dad doesn't argue. He knows me. Okay, let's go home. We turn toward the doors. Wait, Diane's voice stops us. Please, at least let me, I don't know, something, anything. Dad looks at her for a long moment. You want to do something? Yes, absolutely. Then fix your hotel, not just for us, for everyone. Diane nods, and something in her face tells me she means it. We're almost to the doors when my phone buzzes. A notification from Twitter. Someone tagged me in a video. The caption reads, Harborside Hotel manager calls Tina thief, wait for the ending. 3,000 retweets already. I show Dad. He exhales slowly. This is going to get bigger. Yeah. You okay with that? I think about Philip's face, about the 17 other complaints, about all the people who faced him without a detective father to pull out a badge. Yeah, I say again. I'm okay with it. We step out into the cool evening air. Behind us, the Harbourside Grand gleams with its crystal chandeliers and marble floors and 5-star rating, but I can hear the sound of phones chiming with notifications. The video is spreading, and something tells me by morning, nothing at that hotel will ever be the same. Dad opens the car door for me. I transfer from my chair, and he folds it into the back seat with practiced ease. Ice cream? He asks. I manage a small smile. Ice cream. We drive in silence for a while, past the waterfront, past the expensive restaurants where people like Philip decide who belongs and who doesn't. My phone keeps buzzing. You should probably turn that off, Dad says gently. Probably. But I don't, because buried in all the notifications and messages and outrage, there's one comment that stops me cold. It's from a girl named Jasmine, 15 years old according to her profile. The same thing happened to me last month, same hotel, same guy. But nobody recorded it. And my dad's not a cop. Thank you for being brave enough to stay. I read it 3 times, then I screenshot it. Dad? Yeah? I think we need to go back. He glances at me in the rearview mirror. To the hotel? Not tonight, but soon. I think there's more people like Jasmine. People Philip hurt. People nobody listened to. Dad is quiet for a moment, then he nods. Okay, we'll go back. And Dad? Yeah, sweetheart? I don't think this is just about one hotel manager. He pulls into the ice cream shop parking lot and turns to face me. No, he agrees quietly. It's not. My phone buzzes again. Another comment. Another message. Another person sharing their story. And I realize something that makes my stomach twist and my hands shake and my heart pound. This isn't over. It's barely even started. The ice cream tastes like nothing. We're sitting in Dad's car outside Sullivan's Creamery, my favorite place since I was 8, and I'm holding a cup of mint chocolate chip that I can't even taste. Because my phone won't stop buzzing. Every notification is another story. Another person who met Philip. Another moment of cruelty captured in 280 characters or less. He told my grandmother her credit card was probably stolen, made her wait 40 minutes while he verified it. He called the cops on my uncle for loitering in the lobby. My uncle was waiting for his wife who was checking in. He asked my sister for 3 forms of ID. She has cerebral palsy. He said she looked suspicious. Dad watches me scroll, his own ice cream melting in the cup holder. You don't have to read all of those. Yes, I do. My voice sounds far away, because someone has to. Zara, 17 complaints, Dad. 17 official complaints. How many people didn't complain? How many just left and never said anything because they thought nobody would believe them? He doesn't have an answer for that. My phone rings. Unknown number. I answer before I can think about it. Hello? Is this Zara Reynolds? A woman's voice. Professional. Careful. Yeah, who's this? My name is Angela Chen. I'm an investigative reporter with Channel 7 News. I saw the video from the Harbourside Grand tonight, and I'd love to talk to you about what happened. I look at Dad. He raises an eyebrow. Your choice. What do you want to know? I ask. Everything, Angela says. But more importantly, I want to know if you're willing to go on record. Because if what I'm seeing in these social media posts is true, this isn't just about one bad interaction. This is about a pattern of discrimination that the hotel management either ignored or enabled. My heart pounds. On record? Like on TV? If you're comfortable with that, you're a minor, so I'd need your father's permission. But Zara, I've been covering civil rights issues for 15 years. This story matters. Your story matters. I look at Dad again. He doesn't tell me what to do. He just waits. Can I call you back? I ask Angela. Of course, you have my number now. She pauses. For what it's worth, what you did tonight took real courage. A lot of people would have just left quietly. After we hang up, Dad and I sit in silence. The ice cream is definitely melting now. You know what happens if you do this, Dad says finally. If you go public, really public. I'll become a thing, a story, a hashtag. Yeah. People will say I'm lying, or exaggerating, or playing the victim. Probably. They'll dig into my life, my grades, my social media, looking for something to use against me. Dad nods. That's how it works. I watch a family walk into the ice cream shop. Mum, Dad, 2 little kids. The youngest is maybe 4, bouncing with excitement. They look so normal, so uncomplicated. What if I don't do it? I ask quietly. What if I just let it go? Then you let it go. We go home. We have dinner. Tomorrow you study for your calculus test. Life goes on. And Philip gets suspended, maybe fired, maybe not. Depends on how good his lawyer is and how scared the hotel is of a lawsuit. And the next person who walks into that hotel? Dad's quiet for a long moment. I don't know, sweetheart. That's what decides it. I don't know. Not, I'm sure they'll be fine. Not the hotel will fix everything. I don't know. I'll do the interview, I say. Dad studies my face. You sure? No, but I'm doing it anyway. He smiles, small but real. Your mom would be proud of you. Mom. God, I haven't even thought about her tonight. She died 3 years ago. Cancer, 6 months from diagnosis to funeral. But I remember what she told me the week before she died, when I was crying about the kids at school, who whispered when I rolled past, "Don't shrink yourself to make other people comfortable, baby. Take up space, demand respect, make them remember you." I call Angela back. The interview airs 3 days later. By then, the Harborside Grand is in full crisis mode. Diane Foster issues a public statement apologizing for the incident and announcing a comprehensive review of all customer service protocols. Philip is officially terminated. The hotel promises mandatory sensitivity training for all staff. It sounds good. It sounds like they're taking it seriously. But then Angela's investigation drops, and everything changes. I watch the broadcast in our living room with Dad. Angela's voice is steady, authoritative. Tonight, a Channel 7 investigation reveals a troubling pattern of discrimination at one of the city's most prestigious hotels. What started as one viral video has uncovered years of complaints, ignored warnings, and a corporate culture that allegedly prioritized image over equality. Cut to security footage. Different dates, different people, an elderly black man being followed by security through the lobby. A woman with a service dog being told pets aren't allowed. A South Asian family being asked to show their room keys 3 times in 1 hour. And in every clip, there's Philip. Watching, directing, approving. But that's not the worst part. The worst part is the email. Angela found it in a trove of documents leaked by a hotel employee who'd finally had enough. The email is from Philip to Diane Foster, dated 8 months ago. Diane, we need to discuss the clientele issue again. I've had 3 complaints this week from premium guests about the changing atmosphere in our lobby. When paying customers see certain types of people, they make assumptions about our standards dropping. I'm not saying we discriminate, but maybe we could be more selective about which reservations we honor during peak hours. Just a thought. Angela reads it on air. The silence in our living room is crushing. He put it in writing, I whisper. Dad's jaw is tight, and she didn't fire him. The broadcast continues. Angela interviews other victims, people I've been messaging with all week. Jasmine, the 15-year-old girl who commented on my video. She talks about how Philip made her wait in the lobby for 2 hours because he couldn't verify her mother's reservation, even though her mother was standing right there with a confirmation email. Marcus, a black businessman who was asked to show ID at the hotel bar 3 times in 30 minutes, each time by security officers who Philip personally called. An older woman named Ruth who uses a walker. Philip told her the restaurant was fully booked, even though she could see empty tables through the window. Story after story after story. And through it all, Angela's investigation reveals something even darker. Diane Foster received at least 23 complaints about Philip in the past 2 years. 23? Not 17. 23. And she did nothing. Every complaint was marked resolved with the same corporate language. Staff counseled on proper procedures. Matter closed. No real discipline. No pattern recognition. No accountability. Just paperwork and polish and protecting the hotel's reputation. The broadcast ends with Angela's final question to me. What do you want people to take away from the story? I remember sitting in that interview chair, lights bright in my face, wondering if I'd regret this moment. I don't regret it. I want people to understand that this isn't about one bad manager, I hear myself say on TV. It's about a system that protects people like Philip because addressing the problem is messier than ignoring it. It's about all the times someone spoke up and was told they were being too sensitive. It's about the people who didn't have cameras or cops for fathers, or the energy to fight back. I got lucky tonight. Most people don't. Dad reaches over and squeezes my hand. My phone starts buzzing again. But this time, it's different. The lawsuit comes first. A civil rights attorney named Patricia Morrison reaches out within 24 hours of the broadcast. She wants to represent not just me, but everyone Philip discriminated against. Class action, full investigation, depositions, discovery, the works. This is bigger than the Harborside Grand, Patricia tells me over video chat. She's sharp, focused, intimidating in the best way. This is about hotel chains nationwide that quietly tolerate discrimination because dealing with it costs money and generates bad press. Your case can change policy. Or it could just be a lawsuit, I say quietly. It could, Patricia admits, but it could also be a catalyst. Your choice. I think about Jasmine, Marcus, Ruth, all the names I don't know yet. Let's do it. The second thing that happens is the hate, because of course there's hate. People dig through my social media. They find a photo from sophomore year where I'm at a party with friends. Someone's holding a red cup. I'm not drinking. I'm literally holding a Coke. But that doesn't matter. The headlines write themselves. Privileged teen claims discrimination while partying. People call me a race baiter, an attention seeker, a liar making up stories for sympathy. Someone creates a fake Twitter account pretending to be me, posting racist garbage to make me look hypocritical. Another account digs up Dad's disciplinary record from 10 years ago when he got written up for using excessive force during an arrest. Never mind that he was cleared. Never mind the full context. They just want a narrative. Cop's daughter plays victim. I stop reading comments after a guy with a cartoon frog avatar tells me I should roll off a bridge. Dad wants to track him down. I tell him it's not worth it. But God, it hurts. The third thing is the support. For every hateful message, there are 10 kind ones. Disability advocates share my story. Civil rights organizations offer resources. Other teens with disabilities send messages saying I made them feel less alone. A girl in Oregon starts a petition demanding accessibility audits at major hotel chains. It gets 50,000 signatures in a week. A college student in Texas creates a website documenting discrimination stories at hotels, restaurants, and public spaces. It crashes from traffic within hours. People I've never met start showing up to city council meetings demanding change. And the Harborside Grand, their stock drops 6%. Reservations plummet. Corporate headquarters announces a complete overhaul of diversity and inclusion policies. It's not enough, but it's something. 4 months later, I'm sitting in a conference room at Patricia Morrison's law office. The Harborside Grand's attorneys are on the other side of the table. Expensive suits, cold eyes. They've spent the last hour trying to negotiate a settlement. Patricia leans back in her chair. Let me make sure I understand your offer. You'll pay my clients a modest settlement, issue a formal apology, and implement new training protocols. In exchange, they sign NDAs and agree not to discuss this case publicly. The lead attorney, a man with silver hair and a smile like a shark, nods. We believe it's a generous offer given the circumstances. Given what circumstances? Patricia asks. Given that you employed a man who systematically harassed minorities for over a decade, given that management ignored 24 complaints, given that your client's stock is tanking and you're facing a PR nightmare. The silver-haired attorney's smile doesn't move. Given that litigation is expensive, time-consuming, and uncertain, a settlement benefits everyone. Patricia looks at me. I look at the faces on the other side of the table. They don't look sorry. They look inconvenienced. No, I say. Silverhair blinks. I'm sorry? No settlement, no NDA. We're going to trial. Patricia grins. You heard my client. The other attorneys exchange glances. One of them leans forward. Miss Reynolds, I don't think you understand what you're choosing. A trial means months of stress, media attention, people picking apart your life. And you might lose. I might, I agree, but people will hear the truth either way. That's worth more than your money. They leave 20 minutes later, looking significantly less confident than when they arrived. Patricia closes her laptop with a satisfied click. You just made my entire year, kid. The trial doesn't happen. 2 weeks after I reject the settlement, the Harborside Grand's parent company announces they're settling all pending discrimination claims for an undisclosed amount. No NDA, no gag order, just an admission. They failed to protect their guests, and they're committing to systemic change. It's not perfect. Patricia warns me they'll probably try to bury the real issues with good PR, but it's accountability. It's something. 6 months after the lobby incident, I get a letter. Handwritten, expensive paper. The return address is an apartment complex on the other side of town. I open it carefully. Dear Zara, you don't know me, but my name is Aaron Garrett. I'm Philip's son. My stomach drops. I'm writing this because I don't know how else to say what I need to say. I watched the video. I heard the stories. I saw what my father did, and I can't stop thinking about it. My whole life, my dad told me he was a good person, that he worked hard, that he treated people fairly. I believed him because he was my dad. Why wouldn't I believe him? But now I know the truth. He wasn't fair. He was cruel. And he taught me to be cruel too. Not with words, but with actions. With who he respected and who he dismissed. With who he saw as a person and who he saw as a problem. I'm 23 now, old enough to know better. And I'm trying to unlearn everything he taught me. It's hard, harder than I thought. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm not asking for anything. I just wanted you to know that what you did, standing up, speaking out, it changed more than my father's life. It changed mine too. I'm trying to be better. Thank you for that. Aaron. I read the letter 3 times. Then I fold it carefully and put it in my desk drawer. Next to my Harvard acceptance letter, next to the newspaper clipping of Angela's investigation, next to a photo of Mom from before she got sick, smiling at the camera like she knew I'd need to see that smile someday. I don't write Aaron back. Maybe someday I will. But for now, it's enough to know that something changed, that someone learned, that maybe, just maybe, the ripples go farther than I can see. 3 weeks before I leave for Harvard, Dad takes me back to the Harborside Grand. Not because we have to, because I asked. Diane Foster meets us in the lobby personally. The crystal chandeliers still gleam. The marble still shines. But there are new signs now. accessibility information in multiple languages, contact numbers for reporting discrimination, a prominently displayed diversity statement. Miss Reynolds. Diane's handshake is firm. Thank you for coming. I know it must be difficult to be back here. It's not difficult, I say. It's necessary. She nods. I wanted to show you what we've implemented since that night. She walks us through the changes, new training programs, a third-party oversight committee, quarterly audits, partnerships with disability advocacy groups. It's impressive. It's also the bare minimum of what should have existed all along, but it's a start. There's something else, Diane says as we finish the tour. We'd like to establish a scholarship, in your name, for students with disabilities pursuing careers in hospitality or civil rights law. If you're comfortable with that. I look at Dad. He gives me that same look. Your choice. Not in my name, I say finally. In memory of everyone who was hurt here and didn't have the platform to speak up. Can you do that? Diane's eyes glisten. Yes, absolutely. We're about to leave when I see her. A young woman at the reception desk. She's in a wheelchair. Her name tag reads, Sarah, Guest Services. She looks up as we pass and recognizes me immediately. You're Zara Reynolds, she says, smiling. Yeah. I just started here last week. I'm their first front desk hire with a visible disability. She glances at Diane, then back to me. They told me about what happened, about what you did. I wouldn't have this job without you. Something tight in my chest releases. You have this job because you're qualified, I tell her, but I'm glad you're here. Sarah's smile widens. Me too. That night, I sit on my bed surrounded by packing boxes. Harvard, pre-law, a future I'm still figuring out. My phone buzzes. A message from Jasmine. Saw you're leaving for school soon. Good luck. You're going to change the world. Then Marcus. Heading to my first year at Howard. Thanks for showing me what courage looks like. Then Ruth. My granddaughter wants to be a lawyer because of you. She's 8. Never too early. Message after message. People I barely know thanking me for something I didn't plan. I just wanted dinner with my dad. But sometimes the smallest acts of standing up become the biggest moments of change. I think about Philip, wherever he is now. If he learned anything. If he regrets it. I think about Aaron, trying to unlearn hate. I think about Sarah at that reception desk, greeting guests with warmth that Philip never had. And I think about Mom, who told me to take up space. I did, Mom. I really did. My phone buzzes one more time. A news alert. Major hotel chain announces new federal accessibility standards following Reynolds' case. Dad knocks on my door frame. You okay? Yeah. I look around at the boxes, at my life packed up and ready for the next chapter. I'm really okay. Your mom would be so proud. I know. He kisses the top of my head. Get some sleep. Big day tomorrow. After he leaves, I open my desk drawer. The letter from Aaron, the newspaper clipping, Mom's photo, and one more thing I haven't looked at in months. The video, Mrs. Carter's recording from that night in the lobby. I watch it one more time. I see myself, small, scared, crying, and I barely recognize that girl. Not because she was weak, but because she didn't know yet how strong she was. The video ends with Dad pulling out his badge. But that's not the real ending. The real ending is Sarah at the reception desk. It's Aaron trying to be better. It's new policies and changed minds and conversations that wouldn't have happened. It's every person who saw what happened and decided to do something about injustice in their own lives. That's the ending. And it's not an ending at all. It's a beginning. I close my laptop and turn off the light. Tomorrow, I pack the last boxes. Next week, I go to Harvard. And somewhere out there, someone is walking into a hotel lobby or a restaurant or a store, and they're being treated with dignity because someone else fought for that right. Maybe they'll never know my name. That's okay. I didn't do this for recognition. I did it because my mum taught me to take up space, because my dad taught me that power without justice is just cruelty, because a man named Philip thought I didn't belong, and I proved him wrong. Not by being perfect, by being present, by refusing to disappear, by staying. And sometimes, staying is the most revolutionary act of all.